o'clock. I'll go ahead and start this October 18th meeting of the Salina City Commission. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Mayor Peck.
Here.
Commissioner Angel.
Here.
Commissioner Arpke.
Here.
Commissioner Jennings.
Here.
Commissioner Larson.
Here.
Would you please stand and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance in a moment of silence?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We'll open the meeting up right now for the Citizens Open Forum, which is a time any citizen can come forward and speak about something that is not on today's agenda. Doesn't look like anyone's here for that. We'll move on to the consent agenda.
Item 6.1, approve the minutes of October 4th, 2010. Item 6.2, resolution number 10-6776, appointing members to the Board of Zoning Appeals, Business Improvement District Number 1 Design Review Board, Library Board, and the Saline County Solid Waste Management Committee. Item 6.3, approve change order number 3 for the Magnolia Commons Additions Improvements, project number 082733. Item 6.4, resolution number 10-6775, authorizing the purchase of the wellness fair services from ComCare.
Is there any item on the consent agenda that a commissioner would like to have set aside? If not, I'll accept a motion.
Mayor, I make a motion that we approve the consent agenda as read.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the consent agenda. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion passes 5-0. There is no development business. We'll move on to administration.
Item 8.1, general obligation refunding bond series 2010-B. Sub-item 8.1A, second reading ordinance number 10-10575, authorized and providing for the issuance of the general obligation refunding bonds. Sub-item 8.1B, resolution number 10-6773, prescribing the form and details of and authorizing and directing the sale of the general obligation refunding bonds.
Okay. Mr. Franz, do you have anything on the second reading of ordinance number 10575?
I'll tell you, I'll just give you the results of the sale.
Okay.
And then we can, you can go ahead and proceed.
Okay.
And actually, I do have something on that. You considered that ordinance at first reading with a par amount of $8,060,000. As a result of the bond sale, that has now been reduced to $7,860,000. So the amount is different. We did hold the sale Friday, essentially. You should have a packet there that kind of gives you an overview of the results. Final total savings on the refinancing it came to $797,080. Of that amount, approximately $230,000 will be attributable to the bond and interest fund, and the balance to the water fund. The interest rate on the new bonds, the total interest cost works out to 2.043%, compared to the average rate on the old debt of 4.34. Just better than we expected. The annual benefit to the city out of both the water fund and the bond and interest fund will total about $65,000. 70,000. I'd be glad to try to answer any questions if you have them.
Total refinancing savings was $797.80.
Yes.
Okay. And then the full sale was $7,860,000.
Yes.
Okay.
We do have David Arterberry here with George K. Baum. He's one who assisted with the sale. If you have any questions for him.
Commissioners have any questions? Okay. Thank you. Thank you for coming, David. Well, as mentioned, ordinance number 10-10575 was passed on first reading on October 4th. This authorizes the sale of bonds in the amount of $7,860,000, refunding City of Salina internal improvement bonds. Series 2001-A and 2002-B, as well as both outstanding public water supply loans issued through the Kansas Development Financing Authority. The refinancing projections indicate the city is going to realize a savings of approximately $797,080 from 2011 through 2023, the bulk of which comes in the water and wastewater funds. I'll accept a motion to approve ordinance number 10-10575 on second reading.
Mayor, I move that we adopt ordinance number 10-10575, amending the authorization of the sale of the bonds in the amount of $8,060,000 to $7,860,000.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we adopt ordinance number 10-10575. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Commissioner Angel?
Aye.
Commissioner Arpke?
Aye.
Commissioner Jennings?
Aye.
Commissioner Larson?
Aye.
Mayor Peck?
Aye. Motion passes 5-0. Then I will accept a motion on Part B.
Mayor, I move that we adopt resolution number 10-6773, prescribing the form and details of and authorizing and directing the sale and delivery of general obligation refunding bonds, Series 2010-B.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we adopt resolution number 10-6773. All in favor say aye.
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 All opposed, same sign. Motion passes 5-0.
Item 8.2, resolution number 10-6774, amending the comprehensive fee schedule for the construction valuation table.
Mr. Curry.
Thank you, Mayor and Commissioners. The permit fees for the Building Services Division are calculated using our permit fee schedule multiplied times a calculated construction value. The source of our calculated construction values is a list published by the International Code Council. The International Code Council publishes this table every year to update and reflect the changes in construction costs for different types of construction types and different types of buildings. The first part of this resolution is to ask for the amendment of our fee schedule to allow using the latest published fee, calculated valuation table, and that would allow us to reflect the most up-to-date construction costs. The second part of the resolution is to address the local state-specific multiplier that is applied to these construction values. The International Code Council also calculates state by state a multiplier or modifier to be used, and that recognizes the fact that construction costs are different in every state. The value published by the International Code Council for Kansas is 92%, so we are slightly less than the national average for construction costs. For years, the city of Salina has not been using this state multiplier. Instead, they've been using a very convoluted, complicated table with different multipliers for every type of construction type and every type of building type. It's led to a much more complex way of calculating permit fees. The desire of this resolution is to adopt the single statewide multiplier. It's also recognized that to do that abruptly, in some cases, although it would have absolutely no effect on permit fees, in other cases it's a rather drastic delta between the multiplier we're currently using and the 92% which the ICC publishes. So what we've proposed is doing a graduated scale over 5 years to gradually approach the 92% from whatever value is currently being used. And we just simply took the difference between the value that's being used and the 92% divided by 5, and we're using 1/5 increments every 5 years to approach that in a manner that is not an abrupt change for any 1 year. And the result would be, after 5 years, we would be using the International Code Council published valuation tables as well as the published state-specific modifier. The net result of this from a fiscal impact would be to increase permit fees by approximately 5% at the end of the 5 years. I say approximately because in order to calculate that exactly, we would have to know exactly what type of buildings and what type of construction types would be anticipated over the next 5 years. So it's a educated guess that 5% is an approximate increase that would be seen. What we're asking the commission to do is to either take no action and leave the fee schedule exactly as it currently is, or to adopt this resolution, which adopts the current ICC valuation table and the ascending scale for the state-specific modifier. And we would hold off on implementation on that until January 1st to allow for publication and announcement of that. Or possibly option 3 is to send the resolution back to the Development Services Department for further review. And if you have questions regarding this, I'd be happy to answer them.
Any questions of staff?
Are there any permits that would actually go down in cost?
It's possible. There are some of our multipliers now that are currently higher than the 92% for the modification, and without any current justification supported by ICC for that.
Okay. Thank you.
Any further questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
Any public comment? Seeing none, I will accept a motion.
Mayor, I make a motion that we approve resolution number 10-6774, amending the comprehensive fee schedule for the construction valuation table.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we adopt resolution number 10-6774. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion passes 5-0. Is there other business?
Mayor, I would like to request under other business that we direct staff over the next week to prepare and bring back to us the guidelines and policies for Project Open for discussion at potentially the next meeting if they can be completed by that time.
Okay. We don't need any formal approval of that, do we? Just direction?
Either way's fine.
Okay. Any other commissioner have an issue with that? Okay. All right. If there's no other business, I'll accept a motion to adjourn.
Move we adjourn?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we adjourn. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion passes 5-0. We're adjourned.